What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Once again, we are back with yet another video on the She-Hulk series, the 4th episode being this week. So of course, we have got to talk about it and give our thoughts on the episode. There isn't too much going on or any little secret hints hinting at future characters, events, or back to the originality from the comics, and it's much more focused on the story and the comedy, of course. So far these She-Hulk videos will mainly just be our review on the episodes and just a little bit of breaking down or talking about certain things that happened in the episode, we should say. So that is mainly why our She-Hulk videos have been a little bit on the shorter end compared to our other videos in the past. This video will of course contain spoilers for the episode itself and previous episodes, so if you don't wish to hear anything that happens and haven't seen the episode for yourself yet, this is your spoiler warning now. Make sure to come back here once you have seen the episode. Before we get started on this episode, we wanted to just give a quick little shout to our clothing or merch website, as we have newly designed shirts, sweatshirts, and such on the site, heavily inspired by the She-Hulk series and her comics, of course, so feel free to check that out. Link is in the description below. In this episode, we get demons, magic tricks, She-Hulk going on dates, and of course, more court cases. So let's talk about the 4th episode of the series, titled, Is This Not Real Magic? We will brush over some things and then give our thoughts on it. Wong is back in this episode, and after a makeshift magician is using a sling ring at his magic shows to send people through them to different locations and to different dimensions, he has to get involved and get Jennifer involved for a court case. Donnie Blaze is the magician. Sounds a lot like Johnny Blaze, aka Ghost Rider, which I thought was kind of funny. Besides that little bit though, Blaze ends up sending a girl to a different dimension, very hell-like, and she later explains to the judge when she is brought in as a witness for the case that when she was sent to this dimension, but while she was there, she met a demon that looked like a goat, and that he made a deal with her, and that she is not to speak of it or the demon will destroy her and those that she loves. Later in the episode, when Blaze tries to open another portal, and out of the portal comes a bunch of little demons that grow in size when in fights, possibly from the same realm that the girl was sent to at the beginning, and made the deal with the demon there. With all of the demon talk and the past major rumors and constant talk of the man who reigned over hell in Marvel Comics, we do have to mention, just for fun of course, we are talking about the one and only Mephisto. Now, do I think Mephisto is actually involved with this story and is going to show up in this series or in some project that's coming down the line? Not really, but there is of course that little slight chance. But after all of the constant Easter eggs mistaken for Mephisto and the large numbers of false rumors of him coming into a series, I don't find it likely that Mephisto would be involved with this stuff going on, or that he would show up in the She-Hulk series. But then again, we could end up being wrong about this and he could actually show up, but we will have to wait and figure that out. She-Hulk was on a big spree of trying to find a date to go on in this episode after having a failed date with somebody. One of the guys she goes out with ends up basically interrogating her about how tough her skin is and if it's possible if vibranium could cut through her skin. Now, some people might just brush this off as some kind of joke or just some random dialogue, but if we remember from the last episode, the wrecking crew tried to ambush her and get through her skin to get some of her blood. So it's very possible that the guy that she was with on this date was actually someone working alongside the wrecking crew or one of the members, asking her these questions to get more information and a better idea for the group on how to acquire her blood. The end of the episode brings Jennifer some news that Titania not only has been let free after her encounter with She-Hulk in the courtroom from the 1st episode, but now she is looking to go after Jennifer in court for quote-unquote stealing the trademark of She-Hulk. You have got to stay for the post-credit scene for the real ending of the episode and for some extra laughs, as the post-credit scenes so far in the first 4 episodes have been adding the comedy of the show, and they have all been quite funny if I am being honest. Now that we have sort of brushed over the more major things that came with this 4th episode of the series, let's give our thoughts on it as well. So, just like I said in the past videos on the series, I am really enjoying the series so far, and once again, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode as well. This was probably my favorite episode of the series so far. I really enjoyed the mixture of everything, like the comedy and all of the action pieced into one. The fourth wall break breaking in this episode was pretty funny and really sort of poked fun at the fans that are hating on the show on Twitter. I'm loving the sort of versatility when it comes to the lawyer side of the show and seeing the different sort of court cases that we see She-Hulk get entwined into, whether it's Abomination, a famous rapper, or now a magician. There's just loads of fun and laughs when it comes to that all. Just like the previous episode, this episode was once again genuinely funny and probably the funniest episode so far. It didn't feel corny, it didn't feel like the forced comedy, it felt funny, much like the other episodes. I am intrigued to see where this story is going, as there isn't quite a set point on what the main objective or ending is set to be, but maybe that's on purpose and that we will just be going on weekly comedic and fun adventures with Jen and in court, rather than the usual and often rushed series with a mysterious villain throughout the show that shows up at the end and an often predictable storyline and whatnot. But like I said in previous She-Hulk videos and in my videos about the Ms. Marvel and Moon Knight series, they seem to be getting a better hand on these series and doing a better job at handling them and the storyline with them. So I am excited to see what is next when it comes to She-Hulk and her story, and where this series will bring us when it comes to the story of her character and everything else as a whole. That's really all that I could talk about when it comes to what happened in this episode and what I thought of it. But we would like to hear what you all thought of the episode yourselves, and if you are still enjoying the show, if you have been enjoying it. So make sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you are a Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones fan, or are watching the new Rings of Power and House of the Dragon shows, make sure to stay tuned to the channel's content, as we will start making breakdowns and reviews on those two shows as well, and diving into the Seven Kingdoms and Middle Earth. With all of that stuff out of the way, that's about all for today's video, and as I always say, thank you all for watching. If you are feeling extra nerdy today, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on to help support the channel and to get even more nerdy content like this. We will see you all the next time that we go through and explore the nerdy multiverse.